Good day, Darlington County School District, and welcome back to the first In the Know of 2024, where I get a chance to update you on the most recent board meeting as well as other happenings around the school district. So, Happy New Year! Happy 2024! I hope that you had a very restful holiday break and that you had great time with family and friends, got re-energized, recharged, watched a little bit of football, and are ready for us to really get focused on our students for the third quarter and second semester. Of course, it's also Orange New Year for our Orange Frog Challenge that we have monthly. The January challenge is Orange New You, Orange New Year. And of course, we should be talking with our students and the adults around us about goals and what are the goals that we have set for ourselves for the new year. What are the goals that we are setting with our students, and how are we helping them set goals for themselves as well. So I know those conversations are taking place in the buildings, and I know our students are excited about the new year as well. I'd like to talk a little bit about the board meeting that we had this past Monday. January is Board Appreciation Month, and I have to tell you, our board members felt very appreciated Monday evening because there was a lot of items from schools where our schools were showing appreciation for our board members and what they do and their service to help our students and help our school district. So it was a great display for all of our board members at their places and in their chairs. But most importantly, I think I can speak for them and say that they were very humbled and they just are thankful to be able to serve the Darlington County School District and do everything they can to help our students and our staff. So again, January Board Appreciation Month. If you see a board member or think about reaching out to them, let them know how much we appreciate everything they do for us. Also, we had a board recognition. So our board chair, Mrs. Wanda Hassler, was recognized for 10 years of service as a board member in the Darlington County School District. So she received her 10-year pin as well as a certificate. And again, congratulations to Mrs. Hassler for serving the Darlington County School District as a board member. We appreciate all that she has done over the years. We also had a student recognition, primarily the Hartsville Middle School volleyball team. So they went undefeated in their season this year, and they were region champs. And so we had a chance to honor them at the board meeting and get a chance to have a picture taken with a lot of people at the same time. So it was the whole team along with Mrs. Hassler, myself, and the coaches and the principal. But again, congratulations to the Hartsville Middle School volleyball team. We also had a construction update, and I had a chance to talk a little bit to the board about some of the projects that are ongoing right now. For example, the new Darlington area elementary school that is being built off of Highway 52, that we're very close to being able to break ground on that. The plan is to be able to break ground, start turning dirt, as they say, at the beginning of February. And so we really look forward to getting started on the new school. And again, we are still projected to be able to open that new school in time for the new school year in 2025. There's also some other projects that we have going on around the district. For example, the turf fields conversation, we were able to update a little bit about that. We're still doing more research. We're looking at designs on that, as well as getting more information from contractors about that. And again, moving forward, we'll have more information for the board. And then, of course, the new Blue Street Sports Complex that is a joint collaboration with Darlington City as well as the school district, and an update on what that looks like. Those drawings are being finalized, and we should actually be able to see work getting started on that within the next couple months as well. And then also Brunson-Dargan, the old Brunson-Dargan Elementary School is going to be demolished, and so we did talk a little bit about the time frame for that. We do have a contract in place with a company, and so they will be starting that particular work over the next couple months as well. And also on the note, as far as Darlington City and the Brunson-Dargan property, I've actually been able to be part of some really good conversations. The City of Darlington has hired a consultant where they're working on a master plan for downtown Darlington and ways to revitalize and rejuvenate. And of course, the property that we have between St. John's, the campus of St. John's Elementary School, as well as the property at Brunson-Dargan, is a large chunk of property in the middle of the city. And so we've been able to have some really good conversations about what is the potential for that, what could that look like. And we certainly, the school district, would certainly want to see that property developed in a way that gives back to the community and continues the heritage of the St. John's Elementary School property, but just in a different use. And again, I know that there'll be some great information that comes out from the consultants. There'll be a presentation in the very near future over the next month or so, and there'll be some really good ideas that are put out there. So look forward to hearing about that in the near future as well. We talked about the new calendar, not for next year, but actually the year after that. And so that is year 2025, 2026. We're trying to stay 2 years out so everybody is able to make plans and we can be sure to have the calendars in place in a timely manner for families and for staff. And so that was presented, which of course was unanimously approved by the board. The 25-26 calendar looks identical to next year's 24-25 calendar. So if you look at those two calendars together, I know we sent those out for all of our employees to be able to take a look at before the board meeting with any comments. But again, I think the large majority of people appreciate the new modified year-round calendar that we have that has breaks, week-long breaks in October and February. Still has our breaks for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and spring break, but also we finish up before the end of the month of May, and we start at the 1st of August. So everybody seems to be very much in favor of these new calendars that we have. And then we just talked about a few other things during my superintendent's update. One of the big topics, of course, we've got a work session coming up this month, and so we'll be starting to dig into the new budget. So the budget for the 24-25 school year those discussions will start at our work session. And of course, a lot of information we don't have today we'll be waiting to receive from the legislators and from the State Department of Education as far as what the potential increases look like for next year. But of course, we're also having to stay focused on the fact that the ESSER monies will expire at the end of this school year. And so we are having to look at the different functions that were being served by those ESSER positions, and that'll be part of the budget conversation as well. And again, this is just the initial conversation, just the start. We'll be having at least monthly conversations, if not several times each month. Between now and June is when we wind up passing the budget for next year. So again, stay tuned for more information on that, and we look forward to getting more information back from our legislators. I know I've heard several things out there about raises for teachers, potentially for bus drivers, and of course, you know, if we're talking raises for certain groups, we're usually talking raises, you know, for all groups. So we're kind of waiting to get that information back from the state, but we certainly are staying very focused on that. And we look forward to being able to do as much as possible as we can with the money that's allocated to us, to have all the positions that we can based on that budget to serve our students. Another item that has come up recently, and really I've talked a little bit about it over the past few months, but not a lot, but Cognia. Cognia used to be Advanced Ed, used to be SACS, used to be Southern Association, but that is actually the accreditation piece for the school district and schools. We go through this once every 5 years, and it's where an outside group of people analyze what we have been doing and what we kind of said we would be doing since the last time they came around and did the accreditation visits. And so that is starting up in full force now. So Cognia is the new company that is conducting the accreditation for the schools and school districts, and it's different now, very different than what it used to be. You all may remember where we had many folks come into our district and they did school visits. They were here for a week. There were at least 4 to 8 people that came wandering through the schools to observe, and they met with user groups. So all that has gone to a virtual format now. So ever since COVID, the Cognia Group has decided that this is an easier format to do. So they'll still be talking to user groups, and they still will be looking at information about the school district, but this will all be done virtually. So there will be no big school visits with random people coming through classrooms, but nevertheless, the evidence that they're looking for has not changed. And of course, that's looking at how do we know that our students are actually learning, right? And so instead of observations about how teachers teach, it's more about are our students learning what our teachers have taught. And so again, you'll be hearing a lot more about this from your principals, and we'll be messaging a lot of this information out district-wide as well, because it's a district-wide initiative, and so again, you'll hear bits and pieces about this at the school level as well as the district level. We will be including parents and stakeholders as well, and we should be wrapped up with this whole process by May. And again, it's once every 5 years. If you recall, I actually pushed up the date on our strategic plan so it would coincide with Cognia. I think it's great to have these happen at the same time with each other instead of having to do 2 completely separate plans for those particular initiatives that take place. I had a great opportunity to see some very talented students and band and music teachers perform at the All-County Band Festival at Coker University last week. And I will tell you, it was great to see all of our middle school students and high school students that participated in the day, and of course our band directors and music teachers from across the district. They did an excellent job, and I just was just in awe in how talented we have. We have some very talented students in this school district, and it was just brought a lot of joy, not only to myself but to the people that were in attendance. I'm a huge believer in the arts, in really anything extracurricular, and how important they are to the success of our students academically. So it's, whether you play in band, or whether you're a cheerleader, or a volleyball player, or softball or baseball player, or involved in theater, or some extracurricular after-school activity, I know that if you do that really well, if students do that really well, that usually they're very good students academically as well. So again, it's great to see that back full force again, lots of people there, and we look forward to seeing the progress of our students and programs in the future as well. The last item I have on my list is it is actually Martin Luther King Day this coming Monday, January 15th, and so all schools and district offices will be closed, so that is a holiday. Our students will be at home and all of our employees will be at home. And again, just to reflect briefly on Dr. Martin Luther King, he hoped for a better world. That was his message. And he hoped for a better life for our children. And I don't think that has changed in the world that we live in. I know there's a lot more noise out there. I know there's a lot more distraction. There's a lot more conflict out there. But I definitely still hold true to what Dr. King said as far as hoping for a better life for our students and hoping for a better world that we can live in peacefully together. And so on that note, as I always say, hug on your family members, tell them how much you love them, tell them how much we appreciate them sharing you with us. And I hope you have a wonderful next few weeks in January. Enjoy your holiday on Monday, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next In the Know.